Hey dude, decided to play the Beetrooper insect deck again. I'm just trying to push the Beetrooper meta. I'm really enjoying the deck. It's very fun, very combo centric, and has a lot of extension through just every single board and play that you can make. Start off, I played 2 Scout Buggy. Really good. You want to have it extend from the deck if you can, and that's the main reason I played 2. 3 Scale Bomber. This is your best insect extender. Works well with Chain Block, and it has a Ghost Ogre effect on the field. 2 Sting Lancer. Great disruption and searches either your field spell or your counter trap card on summon after it disrupts your opponent's combo. 3 Resonance Insects helps you with your full combo. It not being once per turn is so great for this deck. Very good, powerful card. 2 Goki Pull. Another very good card, but it is once per turn. It's a hard once per turn. I think it's very good to have more than one, but it also just changes how that you would play the deck. For Goki Pull targets, 1 Astekabid, 1 Retaliating Sea, 1 Big Insect. This comes up, it being the lowest attacking Earth monster, Earth insect monster is really good because at worst case scenario, you could search it off Retaliating Sea, or you could special it off Goki Pull and destroy a monster. 1 Doom Dozer, 1 Comungulus, like Sticky Kaiju, 2 Sting the Poison, 1 Rapid Fire, and 3 Battle Wasp Pin the Bullseye. For hand traps, I played 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Gamma, 1 Driver. That's it for monsters. For spells, 3 Pot of Prosperity, 1 Gold Sarcophagus, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Called by the Grave, 1 Beetrooper Formation, and 1 Monster Reborn. And for traps, I played 1 Beetrooper Fly Instinct, 3 Infinite Impermanence, and 1 Imperial Order. The extra deck, 1 Almirage, 2 Beetrooper Armored Horn, 2 Insector Pico, 1 Shinobi Insect, 1 Helka Fibrax, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, 1 Seraphim Papillion, and 2 Invincible Atlas, 1 Axis Code Talker, 1 Cicada King, and 1 Zeus, and 1 Cyframe Omega. For the side deck, this is local dependent. It was 2 Ally Justice Cycle Reader, 3 Twin Twister, 3 Nibiru, 3 Rivalry, and 2 Contacting Seas and 2 Retaliating Seas. My ideal combo for this deck consists of 3 cards in hand, a Resonating Insect, a Beetrooper Scale Bomber, and any insect monster. You can normal summon Resonating Insect, and then activate Scale Bomber's effect to special summon itself, and then link these 2 into Armored Horn, and then Resonating Insect effect would trigger, and you would search out Doom Dozer, and then you would banish the 2 monsters from your graveyard, Resonating Insect and Scale Bomber, to special summon Doom Dozer, and then Insect's second effect would trigger to send a Goki Pull from your main deck to the grave, and then Goki Pull's effect would trigger to add a level 4 insect monster, which would be another Resonating Insect. And then at this point, you would extra normal summon with Beetrooper Armored Horn, normal summon, and then link the Doom Dozer and the Resonating Insect into a Pico. And then on summon, you would activate Resonating Insect's effect, and then Pico's effect, discarding the 3rd card in your hand, and then equipping from your deck to the field another Resonating Insect. So Beetrooper Armored Horn. Then you would activate Insector Pico's effect to shuffle 3 of the insects back. I like to shuffle the Gokipole and the Doom Dozer and the third resonating insect just so that you could have it back in the deck, and then you would draw a card. From this point, you would link away the Pico, the Armored Horn, and the resonating insect, or the Beetrooper and the Pico, and then go into Invincible Atlas. And now, resonating insect's effect would trigger, and which would add you one of the cards that would enter your hand, Beetrooper Sting Lancer. From here, Beetrooper Sting Lancer's in your hand. You can activate the Beetrooper Armored Horn effect, banish the 3 insects that are in your graveyard to special summon it to the field. And then you could activate Resonating Insects effect just so that you can have an insect monster in your deck, and you could send a Beetrooper Scout Buggy. From this point, you would activate Giant Armor's effect, tributing the Armored Horn, which would banish the Armored Horn, and from your deck, you would special summon your Scout Buggy. Once special summoning the Scout Buggy will special summon another Scout Buggy from your hand, deck, or grave, which at this point is in the grave, and you would special summon it, and then you would overlay and make Cicada King. And from this position, you have the Cicada King, which is a monster negate, the graveyard interruption, and a Armored Horn or Invincible Atlas on field. What I'm really enjoying about this deck is it plays cards like Retaliating Sea, Resonance Insect, and it can side cards like Contacting Sea, which just fits your own gameplay and is super effective to certain decks against your opponent. Like if your opponent is playing Prank Kids and you search a Retaliating Sea, it's like a searchable Dimension Shifter, which just banishes their cards and doesn't allow them to get their effects. Other reasons I really enjoy this deck is because you can now utilize like the Battle Wasp package, and the Battle Wasp package is always good, and it had like good effects with normal summoning, searching, monster negating, special summoning one from the deck, burning for 200, allowing you to do such a great job in time, and then the liberty to create your own way of playing this deck. You can play extenders, you can play like I said, you can play your extenders, you can play a much more control-y list as my list here. You can play a full trap list if you wanted to just normal summon a Resonating Insect. And any advice I would have for people who want to play this deck is definitely try out all the combos. Like we all know that cards like Resonating Insect seem that they need to be in the deck. But I play 2 Scout Buggies where other players might play 3, and you just gotta test out how you feel. This current deck list was 42 cards, and if I had to cut 2 cards, I would relook at my deck, fan it out, and maybe cut out an Impermanence or Pot of Prosperity because I didn't feel like I used all 3. So definitely recommend this deck to any player, and it's still very powerful in this current meta. My favorite match, or favorable match, like I said, was Prank Kids. A lot easier than normal. The way that deck has to play against your deck makes you think that deck was never good in the first place. Because you would search a Contacting Sea, which it's just so hard for them to play against. Another matchup that I really played in this one local was against Tri-Brigade, and I flipped Rivalry going second, and they could not play. And I understand that Rivalry is a floodgate, meaning that it just works against it's just very good against certain decks. But with this deck being Insect and all your cards being great as insects, just seems so powerful as a powerful mechanic. It's definitely very, very good. I would definitely take this deck to any large events, and I would recommend anyone else to take this deck to any large events. I feel like it's able to compete with the majority of the deck, like Drytrons. I know it has trouble against decks like Phantom Knights, but even your graveyard interruptions are very good. And that is everything for the deck list and the deck profile. I did get second place at a 36-man local at Endangered Hobbies, and my matchups were Prank Kids Game 1, Dragon Link Game 2, which was my draw, Phantom Knights or Dinosaurs Match 3, Phantom Knights Match 4, and then Tri-Brigade Zoo Match 5. Please leave a comment and subscribe if you'd like for more. Thank you.
I'm gonna have to now pay 8 to replay.